In this episode of Mighty Car Mods, we are driving over someone's tyres.
A tyre just
blown their
exploded.
tyre. A tyre just exploded in front of us. But no, we are taking our S30, 240, 260, 280 Datsun Nissan to get its plate brake test, which is pretty much one of the final things that we need to pass so that then the car can go to the engineer and then finally be legal to drive on the roads of Australia.
And what is a plate brake test? We don't know either.
That's true. Welcome to another episode of Mighty Car Mods. Basically, y'all are just coming with us today. Today's a mystery. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we have been working our way through a big list of things that we needed to make sure that our car would finally be legal, so it is certified and engineered. As part of that process, because I think it's a new thing now, you've got to get a plate brake test, which in New South Wales it's basically specified as a series of different tests that require certain newton meterage of foot on the pedal while disconnecting brake boosters and fronts and rears and parking brakes. Are we going left?
I think we have to go left.
So that the car can be finally certifiable. All the way down there, Martin?
Left.
You reckon? Down there?
And why do we
do it?
Yeah, we do. M7. We're going south. So
we're heading to Minto.
Why? There's no T in Minto. It's Minnow.
Oh, is it?
Minnow.
Sorry, mate.
So why do you have to do all this stuff? Well, it's different for every country, obviously. But when a car is developed by a manufacturer and goes to a country, the government has a list of stuff and says your car has to do all these things. Now, in 1975. There was a lot less things on those lists than there is today.
Yeah.
We're bringing in a 1975 car, but also we have modified it, as you probably saw. So it's got to meet a bunch of extra criteria to sort of bring parts of it up to date. Obviously, there's some
ADRs?
ADR, Australian Design Rules, regulations, something like that. Obviously, with that car, there's some stuff you can't change, like the body is always going to be that particular kind of metal and that particular kind of bracing and all those kind of things. But things that we have messed with, like brakes and engine and performance, and suspension, that all has to just be checked off to make sure it's going to be all right. And I think that's a good thing.
There's a very specific list, which is, have you changed from drum to brake? Have you changed suspension to this? Have you changed your wheel width from this to this? And so pretty much anything that can be done has been done.
Yep.
And so we've been working our way through a whole bunch of stuff, from speedo calibration stuff to seat belts to all sorts of things that we'll run through with you later on. But the point is, one of the big things that we had to get through was the plate brake test. So we're on our way down south now. It's about kind of on the edge of Sydney, isn't it? Right on the
Southwest.
outskirts of Sydney, heading down south. And we're on our way down to a place down there that has a specific kind of machine. Basically what's going to happen, as far as we know, is the car's going to get put on there. They're going to bleed the brakes on one end of it, so just on the front end, and then they're going to apply and do a test of the rear. Then they're going to do a test of the front. They want to do the lateral, left and right.
Yep.
Lateral
and a plate brake
test.
Plate brake tester. It's not like when you normally do your inspection and they go for a drive and press the pedal. It's actually like
braking on a
floating. It's like a brake dynamo, almost like a big floating thing, and it measures the G-force. Awesome.
And basically what happens is you'll drive on that at a certain amount of speed, then use a certain newton meter of force on the pedal. And if the car stops in a particular distance, which is a percentage of all four-wheel braking, but you're only doing 2, and there's a certain percentage, and the machine will go, you pass or you fail. Now, if it passes, it's our last big hurdle. There's a couple of little things left still to do, but that is our last big hurdle of stuff that pretty much has to go somewhere else to get done. So it's a pretty exciting day, but it's kind of scary. It's kind of like doing your HSC.
Yeah, our car is
that's like a school test.
Tested, inspected, and checked. Which is fine. Everything on it's really good quality. So I'm confident. The only thing that might trip us up is if proportioning in front to rear is different for whatever reason because of the particular lines. But either way, today we'll know, if we don't pass, we'll know what we have to fix to pass.
But if it does pass that, then we're going straight from the plate brake test place to the engineer, and then we'll go and hopefully he'll kind of tick a whole lot of stuff off. We did say in the past that we're going to do a video about engineering. I'm going to tell you why we're not. We'll kind of be on this. Is after doing a bunch of research, sometimes before we do a video we do some research, believe it or not. Sometimes we don't, we just work it out. We realised that every single state in Australia has different rules, every single country has different rules. We could do a video about what the rules are specific to our little area, but then it just wouldn't apply to anyone else. So what we've decided to do instead is, rather than go into the specifics of the engineering, like really detailed facts, we'll just go through the stuff that we've changed. Like, we had to calibrate that. Here are the new seatbelts that we had to put in. These are the new blah, 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 blah. So at least you guys know what we do, rather than kind of trying to make it some instructional thing that'll be relevant for everyone.
You also see a lot of the time in the documentation, because the government body, in consultation with whoever, will write up a whole bunch of stuff, but a lot of the time it uses words like appropriate and reasonable.
And
that's the thing. If
you see that word a lot in the law.
It's not completely black and white all the time, because one engineer might say that's perfect, another engineer might say that's not good enough, and so it gets a bit grey. But at the end of the day, you have to build your car to be safe. That's just the rules.
Yeah,
because you're driving it, you don't want to drive it here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but the mirror.
Come on, man.
What?
That's perfection. That's early '90s era K car perfection. They just got it right.
It's pretty good,
except for a lot of things.
You may be able to see out my rear window that our fair lady is like following us on a trailer. And you may be thinking, what car are you in? We've borrowed a Ranger. You might say it's a Lone Ranger.
Oh, wow.
See?
That's pretty good.
See that one? Anyway, so...
And isn't it an XLT? That sounds like something you get at Macca's.
Does it?
Yeah. I want a Big Mac XLT.
What does that mean? What's an XLT
like a BLT.
mean?
I wonder if it's like a BLT.
What does XLT mean though? Is that like a model name?
Extra large
tonnage? Tonnage?
Oh.
Is it 3.5 tonne? Are they all 3.5 tonne?
You can tow 3.5 tonne. That's what's good about it.
Is that what XLT means?
I don't know.
Extra large.
Someone will tell us.
Someone tell us, please.
It doesn't have like the stick-on body kit bits like that Wild Track one.
That doesn't have stick-on things? I don't know. We probably should know. We did a review about the Wild Track a little while ago that you can see on the thing.
We drove around New Zealand.
We did. New Zealand. Keen to come back. We are going to do a meet there. This year, Martin, we're doing a meet in Sydney, aren't we?
Yep.
Mighty Mods Nationals.
End of the year.
Last year, you're probably wondering, when are you coming to my city? It was so much work that we just decided we kind of can only do it every second year. So this year, we're just doing Sydney. Might pop into somewhere else. But next year, we're probably going to be back near y'all. And there's also talk of doing one at the Nürburgring.
That'd be pretty cool.
And maybe an LA meet. And possibly Europe, which is encompassing Germany. Anyway, plate brake test, 240s, Rego,
Lone Rangers,
incoming, come with us, magical.
Can we get a snack?
Wormholes.
I know we normally get a snack at the end, but I'm so starved.
I'm starved.
You missed the snack place.
What was the snack place?
It was before the
Not
turn
the
off that
Dirty
you almost
Clown.
missed.
Not the Dirty Clown.
No, man.
Dirty Clown, bleh.
No, it's Dirty Bird.
Oh, is it?
It's too early for Dirty Bird.
It is too early for Dirty Bird. Yep.
She did.
Yep.
Too much trailer queen action. Needs to be driven. You know what's fun?
There's a few things.
Not jump starting cars.
All right, yeah, that's fun. Wasn't sure where you were going to say with the adult shop over there, Martin. The adult shop down in Minto. Oh, what's he called? Appalled adult shop?
Implied industrial technology adult shop. SKF bearings. What are they using the bearings in?
I don't know, man.
Don't get that backwards like I almost did.
No, I won't.
See that I wrote neg on it?
Yep.
Because I almost got it backwards.
There we go.
Oh, that sounds better. Take that off the turbo. Ground clearance, incredible.
So the idea of this now is it's just checking without any additional help from this, basically.
Yeah. So what we go is if you have a vacuum leak or the diaphragm goes, and the pedal goes hard, you still have enough force to actually stop the car.
Yeah. Okay.
So then it'll tell me.
It's about getting the right Newton meter right on the pedal, and that decides whether you pass the test or not. So you've got to get the exact right pressure, which is what he's doing now. So we've passed the initial brake test, then we've also disconnected the booster and we've passed that test. So now we've got to bleed each end of the car separately, and so check them independently. So check the fronts, check the rears, and if we pass both of those, then we are looking good. There is one thing that we're coming up as a fail on, which is just to do with our wheel alignment. That's something we can sort out anytime, anywhere. This is the important one here to get this proper qualified brake test done, because that is what the engineer needs.
These are the best brake bleeding bottles, man. You make your little Coke bottle and you got to put a little hole in the top of it as well for the air to escape. Bit of tube. So good.
Brilliant.
Yeah, nice turbo.
Oh, nice.
GDX 42 hanging off side of it.
Perfect.
Yeah, awesome.
So by cracking the bleed nipple on the front caliper, it essentially disables the whole front channel of the car, which is interesting because I thought we'd have to bleed it out, but actually we just have to undo a brake nipple and away we go.
So normally you have 1300, 3500 Newton meters in the front.
Yep.
Now we've got only 15 and 960.
Yeah, right, and
So
that's because that's the one you disabled.
So we've
this
pretty
one's
much
still got a bit of
disabled.
pressure.
Yeah. All that could be is the drag on the discs, or just physical drag from the bearing or tyres, causing just that little.
But that's what you want to see, because you disabled that caliper basically, and it's dropped down.
Yeah, it's pretty much dropped.
So it'll say the whole test has failed, but actually that's a pass for us.
That's a pass for us, because minimum. Pretty sure it's 20% here. I've got to get my paperwork.
Yep.
But 20% we want to see here.
Yeah.
Which is
great. So now we do the back.
Yeah, now I'll do the back.
Awesome. All right.
That's confusing. When it says fail, you passed.
You passed even though it's
okay.
This machine's just set up for rego inspection.
Yes.
So you roll the car on, hit the brakes, and it's just easier for me to say fail or pass.
Yeah, sure.
For this sort of deal, I want to check the numbers myself.
Exactly. So. Yeah. This is it, Martin.
All right.
We'll see whether we
Let's go.
Please pass. This is like a big deal. This is like a serious component of the build. That looks good.
It's not quite as exhilarating as a engine dyno or a chassis dyno for power, is it? But it's still pretty cool. It's under the same theory.
That showed a fail, so I don't know if that means we passed.
I think that's good in this case, isn't it? Because it means a wheel failed that's supposed to.
I think so. Did we fail / pass?
Yep.
It did fail?
Yeah.
It failed. That's good.
Which means we passed.
I'm so
Passed.
confused.
Amazing.
It's a fail pass. That's it. But we've passed the percentages we need to, so it's done.
Did we just
Success,
pass?
Everyone. We passed. Is that every test?
That's it.
We passed every test.
Amazing.
Thank you very much.
Look at this. Happy days. Vacuum line goes back onto our booster. And we have vacuum assisted brakes once again. The booster's from a Hi-Ace or a Hilux.
Okay.
Yeah, worked really well. Just the right size, right bolt pattern.
It's always good when you're mixing bits and pieces
Yeah.
out of standard cars.
And again, you know, it's like a $50 part from the wreckers.
Yeah.
Reasonably good condition.
If it
You don't have to
goes,
spend-
you know where to get another one.
Yeah, don't have to spend mega bucks, exactly.
Most people go for the most expensive polished billet
Yeah.
booster you can get.
And that's the thing.
Nothing wrong with factory.
It's cool if you're into it.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Massive thanks, of course, Malibu Mechanical. We're down here in Minto. LS's is their specialty, so bring down your V8s, but anything with wheels, right?
Anything with wheels and a motor, we work on.
Awesome, man.
Done.
Well, thank you so much.
Have a
Look
good
forward to
one.
seeing you next time. Thanks, man.
Time for go for a drive. Oh wait, no rego yet.
No number plate. We've still got to do the interior and lots of stuff like that, but we are one step closer.
Cool.
All good?
Go. Tied down.
All right, mate.
Back in the Lone Ranger. I got your mandarin.
Oh, thank you, mate.
Very healthy and tasty, and they're in season.
So that is a pass for our brake test, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you want your car to stop, and now it does stop.
And also knowing that if something does go wrong with your vacuum assist, or something does go wrong with a caliper not working, it will actually stop.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Andrew was saying down there that sometimes it takes him, it can be like up to a day to get it working because the setup is just rubbish and it's just not working, or there's things wrong with it. That there was like 40 minutes.
Yep.
It was like nothing had to be adjusted.
Yep.
You just drive it on, drive it off, and now we've got our paperwork, I think, in our car there. Hopefully it's in there somewhere. And now we're going to visit the engineer, because as we said a little while ago, the reason that we haven't been kind of doing like lots of videos each week on this car is because the process is just so long, and it has been weeks and weeks and weeks of waiting for stuff. We've gone through like a number of different seatbelt configurations, and a seatbelt specialist has been doing that. If you don't have to do this, I wouldn't do it, is the short version. Like, if you didn't have to like go through this process, but it is a big job. And yes, I see it, Martin. And
Cheryl, seriously?
Your car's pink, so you
gotta
have no
go down
lights.
Blaxland Road this way.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
So we're off to see Greg, the engineer, to show all the paperwork documentation. He has a final look over of the car, and if all goes well, we're good.
If all goes well, then we can start the next stage, which is getting the blue slip and getting the compliance plate and stuff. So yeah, it is a huge process, but we've got the paperwork for the brake test, we've got the import approval documentation, and the journey continues, Martin. We've got to put the interior back together still.
A few little things to do. The handbrake passed, but we want to get the handbrake lower.
Yeah.
So we'll adjust that a little bit. That's got new handbrake cables in it, so that's an easy thing to adjust.
Yep.
There's some cables and stuff we've got to get and tie out of the way. Sensors, speedo check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're close. We're very, very close. Today, either we will pass everything, or we'll tick a lot of stuff off, and there might be another couple of things that need to be looked at, but at least we'll know exactly what they are. Because last time, you know, the engineer had a preliminary look at it, there was like about probably 30 things, I think, that needed to be done. And now, about at least 27 or 28 of those things have been done. That's a big truck, Martin.
So close. Don't hit the 240, man.
Far out.
Got this side, careful that side.
Whoop.
Oh, there it goes.
Up on the curb, there we go.
At least that 240 survived a massive truck. We're all good.
Are we here already?
It's here somewhere.
It goes well, reliable, everything like that. And you don't have any problems starting them or anything. Normally you wouldn't have any problems starting them or anything. And yeah, they handle really well and everything. But yet it's still an old school car on the outside.
Yeah.
Like the handling on this is immense compared to what it would have been.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, we haven't really even driven it on boost yet either, you know?
Yeah.
It comes in quite high in the rev range. I managed to wind it out once in first gear in a car park, and that's it.
Where you're at now, you're up on boost higher, but it comes in harder.
Is it just paperwork?
There's a couple of little things that need to be done, Martin. And once they're done, We are sweet.
Like, we're talking stuff you can buy at the shops. Like, we need new wheel nuts, new battery strap, like all little, pretty much, little fiddly stuff.
Let's go home, mate.
All right, let's do it.
It was a successful journey, Martin, and full testament to Benjamin and Alan for quality workmanship on a quality vehicle.
That was a lot of work. It just, when we opened the bonnet for the first time before, I just remembered how long that thing took.
Every little thing, man. Even just like one of the things on the list was make the washer bottle work. So you squeeze it and water comes out. It's a thing.
Yep.
Parker lights, brake fail light. Like there's so many little things.
Dude, that Supra has on plates 2J Gasm.
That's grot.
2J Gasm. Is that a bit grot?
That is grot. We thought we would just swing past on our way back.
A good mate who might have some advice on
look at that. There's a little,
some of the things we know. Oh, look at
mirror.
all the nuggets.
Oh, look at that little cappuccino, dude.
Oh, it's got flares on it. So much flareage and cool SSR Mark IIIs and, dude, a mirror.
Yeah.
We've come to the right place.
Look, Martin, a Prelude with a big exhaust.
Look, Luna's cappuccino.
Oh, look, cappuccino.
Cappuccino. And another Suzuki van thing. And wheels. And an open sign.
Why you bring me rubbish, Martin?
Got my bling.
No worries. Good to see you.
There's something about Mark that not everybody knows, and that is that Mark is a bit of a Datsun, can I say tragic, or do I have to say aficionado? Enthusiast.
I happen to have one.
You happen to have a Datsun. Most of these wheels will fit Datsuns, correct? Yeah, see?
Really?
Busted, yeah.
This is like your 1200 Datsun.
Yep.
And he's going from 1200 to 1600. And then 1600 we're getting over to the 5-star, which is more your 260C Cedric type.
Oh, look.
Yeah, we need
long
some wheel
noodles.
That's the ones.
Thank you. All right, we'll
go,
give them a test fit. Amazing, thank
That'll
you.
do the job. Don't use the black ones, they're alloy. I don't like alloy.
Steel only, got it.
Steel only.
As you can see here, these are some Bridgestone RE003s on some Watanabe 15-inch rims, 4-stud.
Yeah. We need brakes. They work really well. We just tested them. So Mark has kindly hooked us up with some proper wheel nuts to suit. These are like Buddy Club, proper JDM steel ones. Our current wheel nuts, for whatever reasons that were on the studs, they don't quite work with these wheels. So they're fine just to stick them on, but we want something a bit better for day-to-day use. Let's throw them on.
Car's level, isn't it? Yep.
So what we're doing here is aligning the edge of the rim with the edge of the flare here. There's a level here on the ruler, and we're seeing how wide it is from the inside of from the hub. From the hub to the side of the James 1 flare here, correct?
I think we're going to have to take the wheel off.
Great.
That's like, I've never seen anything like it. Look how many extensions come with it. Look at it. I mean, look how far it is. I mean, it starts there. Extension. Extension. Extension.
And then crossbar extension. Oh. It's
That's
all about
so
who's
handy.
wielding it, Martin.
Imagine if you just stuck it, it's kind of cool if you stuck it to your camera. Look at this.
144 millimeters.
In short, all of the big things have been passed. The car will be on the road soon, and that's very, very exciting. Thanks for watching, everybody, and see you on the highway at some stage.
I want an ice cream.